A woman's perspective of MGTOW. In this video, I will explain why women understand how and why men go their own way. I will also explain the woman's opinion about MGTOW, whether she thinks it's right or wrong. Welcome to One Male, and hello, everyone. Thank you for clicking on this video. Make sure to click the like and subscribe for more videos like this. Although it's not easy to admit, it's not hard to understand why they would choose to go on a different path than everyone else does either. The fact that they have a justification for their actions, despite the unsettling nature of the situation, contributes to the reason. Men going their own way, and while you are free to think whatever you want about it, the fact remains that this is a significant barrier for women, for us, for our future, for families, and for you to find a partner. If you are told your entire life that you are bad and wrong just for being a man and that you have toxic masculinity because you are a man, then a population of good men is leaving because they are fed up with women. This is because women are telling them that they are bad and wrong just for being a man. You know women. There's this well-known expression that says a woman needs a man just like a fish needs a bicycle. Men are useless, and men are terrible, and women are superior in our society. The term misandrist is the one that should be used for someone who despises men. The definition of misandry that can be found in the Merriam-Webster dictionary is the feeling of resentment, contempt, or prejudice towards men or boys. Misandry can present itself in various forms, such as sexual discrimination, the denigration of men, acts of violence against men, and the sexual objectification of men. The only point that the vast majority of people on this planet wish to make known to others is that men are inept fools. The television programs are jam-packed with commercials that feature dumb is in male roles. As a result, society takes a stand against these dangerous individuals and fools. They never listen to anything other than people talking about how stupid men are. The overwhelming majority of women in today's society are the ones who are seizing control of culture and articulating their ideas about what it means to be a woman. They are argumentative, pose a threat, and insist that what they want is equality. Why aren't they organizing protests in the streets to call for changes to the laws governing alimony, child support, and child custody? They do not seek equality. Rather, their goal is to excel in comparison to everyone else. Because of the patriarchal structure, it is not always the case that a man will come out on top in a given circumstance. It is detrimental to the health of both men and women. It does refer to the idea that women should have husbands to take care of them, that women are overly emotional, and that women are the primary caretakers of a family. Still, it also refers to the idea that a man cannot show emotion, cannot be sexually assaulted or abused, and cannot take care of children as well as a woman can. In other words, it refers to the idea that men are incapable of showing emotion, cannot be sexually assaulted or abused, and cannot take. The notion that this structure should be reversed is misandry. As a result of the fact that men are currently subjugated to the law and women, the male gender has a more significant presence in the slave state than any other gender. Nobody believes it, with one notable exception: men who have experience with the legal system. Even so, the vast majority of these men think they are exempt from that rule until they are confronted with a challenging circumstance. Therefore, many have been screwed over in unhealthy relationships and divorces, and their children have been taken away. Some of these men have even committed suicide due to their experiences. Because a large number of people in the United States of America are unable to express their opinions, this response is entirely understandable. I'm making a broad statement here, But based on my observations, the vast majority of women tend to have a more communal way of looking at the world, because they have a tendency to adopt a more socialist mentality. I am unsure as to whether or not the outcome will result in a significant change. My opinion is that men will be the ones to be the driving force behind the change. When men are also allowed to examine and define their lives, as well as change the many aspects of their lives in which they participate, then only will women's lives begin to change. Until then, nothing will change for women. I keep having this recurring thought that the 20th century was the century in which women made all of these massive changes, and that the 21st century will be the century in which men will make the changes that they will make partly in order to adapt to the changes that women have done. I don't know why I keep having this thought, but it keeps popping into my head. These guys are doing something about the issue by telling other people things like, "You know what? I'm done with this. I'm not getting married," or "I'm divorced." They don't just sit around and try to live their lives through women, so I won't give them the satisfaction of getting away with it. They don't just get motorcycles. They go out. They buy that land you were talking about. They have a good time. And they're enjoying life without having to deal with the stress that comes from having to deal with the women. The social norms of their society require them to maintain a romantic relationship with a woman at some point in their lives. I mean, you know you're not going to feel that attracted to a woman, and you also don't care to be loving towards her or romantic towards her. So this behavior of men going their own way is a reaction to that. Men who have been emasculated live with the idea that they aren't enough of a man. They feel like they have almost no control. The man who has been emasculated may feel embarrassed and ashamed of being a man. So, he may try very hard to show others how manly he is or hide the fact that he thinks he is not enough. The limiting belief is that the man doesn't have what it takes to be a real man. For whatever reason, because of this, he may live in fear of being found out and try to keep this from other people at all costs. The root of the emasculated male is a shame. Shame comes from the need to hide because a person thinks they have done something wrong or, more specifically, are wrong. I truly believe it is a reasonable response to the fact that men are finally saying, "Hey, we've given you everything you want. You know you are equal in every way. And then you're still shaming us." I want to end this video with an idea according to a former educator by the name of Mary Ferris. There have always been men who have gone their own way. Those men were referred to as bachelors. These individuals are males who, for various reasons, chose not to enter into committed relationships with women. Either they came to the conclusion that marriage was an institution that did not have a place in their lives, or they were unable to locate a female companion who was an appropriate match for them. As long as men are straightforward about the reasons behind their decision, there is absolutely nothing wrong with them avoiding long-term, committed relationships with women. If they choose to have sexual or intimate relationships with women, they need to be forthright and honest about the ways in which they feel about the situation. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being in MGTOW so long as the men who identify as such are committed to working on their own personal growth and do not hold a lot of toxic and sexist attitudes toward women. If they do, they are bigoted misogynists regardless of whether or not they acknowledge this fact. Therefore, everyone, regardless of gender, has the absolute right to live their lives in accordance with their precepts, so long as they do so in a way that is not dishonest or harmful to anyone else. This applies to both men and women. Make sure to comment your thoughts and requests in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.